The first time I slept in bear country, I was so on edge that I barely slept. And I'm a grown man. I actually had an empty suitcase in the tent with me and a large knife. Because in my head, if a bear tried to come in, I was gonna use the suitcase as a shield and fight it off. Yeah, not the most solid plan. But at the time, it felt real. And honestly, that's how most beginners feel when they think about backpacking in the beginning. Bears, getting lost, something going wrong out here with nobody around. But after 30 years of doing this, I've realized something. Almost everything that people are afraid of out here barely ever happens. And the stuff that actually causes problems, most people don't even think about. So let's walk through all of this a little bit. The first time you step in the woods, it feels different. Not bad, just different. It's quiet in a way that most people aren't used to anymore. There's no cars, no lights, and no people around. And your brain doesn't like that. So it starts to fill in the gaps. What was that? Did you hear that? What if something's out there? And when you throw in things like bears and mountain lions, and now it feels like you've walked into a survival movie. I remember that feeling. But what I didn't understand back then is that the wilderness isn't really out to get you. It just doesn't feel familiar yet. And when something feels unfamiliar, your brain assumes the worst. So let's talk about the most popular fears. Fear number 1, bears and wildlife. If you ask someone what scares them the most about backpacking, it's almost always bears. And I get it. I mean, I literally brought a suitcase to a bear fight. So yeah, I get it. But here's what I didn't understand back then. Bears don't want anything to do with you. I mean, like at all. You're loud, you smell weird, and you're not even on the menu. Most of the time, if a bear knows that you're there, it's already heading in the other direction. And when people do have problems, it's almost always for the same reasons. Food. Maybe you left it out. Maybe you cooked too close to camp. Or maybe you're not even storing it right. That right there is what brings animals in, not you. And after a while, you start to realize something interesting. You're almost never alone out here. There are animals all around you. They just know you're there, and they choose to stay out of your way. Fear number 2, getting lost. The other one that gets people is getting lost. And this one can be a little more real, because people do mess this up sometimes, but not in a way that most beginners picture. You don't usually have people wandering around for days completely lost. Most of the time, they weren't that far from the trail. They just ended up panicking. They started moving fast, trying to fix it quickly, and guessing instead of thinking. And that's what turns a small mistake into a big one. One of the simplest things that you can do out here is nothing. If you're not sure where you are, stop, look around, and think. Go back to the last place where you knew where you were. Most of the time, the answer is actually pretty close. But panic makes people rush, and rushing makes everything worse. And then there's the one that almost nobody talks about before they go on their first trip. It's staying in the tent that first night. Sleeping out in the backcountry feels weird. Everything's darker. Every sound feels louder. A little animal walking through leaves can sound like something massive. And now your brain starts connecting dots that aren't real. But something funny happens after a few nights. You end up starting to recognize the sounds. The wind blowing through the trees, little animals moving around, even the branches shifting. And instead of feeling tense, it actually becomes kind of peaceful. Because nothing really changed out here. You did. It just stopped feeling unfamiliar. So if it's not bears, or the darkness, or all the other stuff that people imagine, what actually causes problems out here? After years of doing this and working in emergency management, it's almost never the big scary things. It's normally the small stuff. Someone pushes a little too far. Maybe they get tired. They run out of daylight. Maybe they get cold. They start rushing. Or they end up making one bad decision. And then another one. And suddenly something simple isn't simple anymore. That's what most situations come down to. Not danger, but decisions. That's why experienced backpackers leave margin. They give themselves some extra time, extra energy, or just a little cushion. Because when something small goes wrong, you've got time to deal with it. If you step back and really look at it, this isn't nearly as dangerous as it feels at first. Millions of people do this every year. Beginners, families, people who've never even done anything like this before. And most of them always finish the same way. A little tired, but with a smile on their face. Because the wilderness isn't trying to hurt you. It just doesn't adjust to you. But you eventually learn to adjust to it. And once you do, the fear starts to fade. I still laugh about the night with the suitcase and the knife. But at the same time, I get it. Because most of what we're afraid of out here isn't actually danger. It's not knowing. And once you start to understand how all this works, something shifts. You end up slowing down. You start noticing things differently. And at some point, you realize that you're not even afraid anymore. You're just out here. If you're just getting into backpacking and you're still trying to figure all of this out, I created a beginner's starter pack that'll help give you all the information you need to get out on your first trip. And it's free. I'll make sure to put it in the link down below. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what are you afraid of with backpacking? Or if you're an experienced backpacker and you've been doing this for a long time, what were you afraid of when you first started? As always, guys, I hope this was useful. And hopefully one of these days, I see you out on the trail.